Hey, what's going on? How are you guys? Got a late night stream here. It's 2 a.m. my time. So, appreciate y'all joining us. We're gonna go over this game here between Buku and Obi. Waiting for everybody to join up here. Let's see. Oh, I did spell Obi's name wrong here in the overlay. I apologize. And yeah, so we're gonna go over these lists real quick. I've got a quick little poll. If you guys like these type of you know, whatchamacallits, overlays with like the lists and stuff, if they're easy to read, let me know. I'd like to get better at this. So if it's hard to read or anything like that, just let me know. And yeah, so we'll go over Buku's list first here. It's gonna be a green Sabine, more of your classic Sabine type of list, where it's got the rebel assaults, the metal ceremonies, the heroic sacrifices to push the large amount of damage through very quickly. That's kind of the whole point of this list. Um, they've got the for cause I believe in, and interestingly, three Dodanas. I think that's what sets this Sabine apart from a lot of other ones, where you don't have that power of the Dodana to boost those rebels up to fighting capabilities, and of course running the ECL, widely considered the best base in the game, and with all those little tricks you can do with that. Um, in this one, I definitely expect to see a lot of space aggression, considering how weak Han is in the space arena. The If we move over to Obi's list now, he's got two Vanguard Aces, which we've seen become more of a staple in the deck, and he's got three Falcons. Those Vanguard Aces are very weak, so you typically don't play them on their own. They come out of a U-wing reinforcement, or they come out after maybe after a home one or something like that, where you've played a lot of cards this turn. So they're typically not an early game card. So to deal with that space aggression, he's going to rely on those waylays. He's going to rely on those falcons to deal a lot of damage. He's going to probably rely on bright hopes to kind of neutralize the space a bit later into the game. Turn 4 or 5. That's when we like to see those bright hopes come down and really take control of that space arena, stop him from doing tons of damage. But yeah, going back to the Green Sabine list here, so he's got like the wing leaders, the X-wing, the A-wing, and then the Red 3, which are all very important pieces for that space arena. And then of course, Dodonna on the ground also buffs the space for rebels, and all those cards being rebels means that they're all +1/+1. So an A-wing is much harder to kill at 4 HP than 3 HP, especially when your only tool against it is a Falcon or a Bright Hope. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. On the sideboard for Green Sabine, we've got the Mandalorian fighter, or what's it called? That's what it's called. Yeah, Mandalorian fighter. And he's got some bright hopes as well, which will be interesting to see. I think the Mandalorian fighters are definitely going to come in to stop the traitoresses, to help keep his units attacking. That's basically the point of that. If you can put down that Mandalorian fighter and stop a traitorous, that's a +2 resource basically gained, because the Mandalorian fighter only costs 3 and traitors cost 5, as well as putting an additional body on the space arena and taking whatever unit back that's probably untapped. So you get a lot of damage swing potential with that fighter. So I expect to see that sideboarded in before game 2 and 3. And then besides that, Spec Force Soldier can be really strong. So I think we might see the Spec Force Soldiers coming in for R2s or coming in for the Akbars. It really just depends. They're a very nice utility piece, as well as being a 2/2 for 1 is pretty strong. And then the late game stopping the Sentinels is important to keep pushing that damage through. Zeb is also solid to kind of clean up that space arena, or sorry, to clean up the Sentinels. That's what I meant. And being able to use ECL on him is very powerful. He also is a heroic. Same with the Spec Force Soldier, while the Mandalorian fighter is not. So that'll be interesting if that ended up costing him the game for a cause I believe in. Uh, no ill will wished, but it can happen. And let's see. And then we're going over to Obi's list here. The Han Green, pretty standard Han Green. He's got a very interesting choice though. He's put C3PO and R2 together in that list, which is very nice. You know, being able to see your next card uh, is good, and then being able to take it and draw it with 3PO is pretty powerful. Um, I'm not sure if that's the best choice because the combo together is so expensive, and yeah, it's really like, okay, do you want that, or do you want to be ramping or something else instead? So it'll be interesting to see how those play. They're pretty solid grabs from the U-wing if you can do that, plus a more expensive unit like Bright Hope. You can still get 3 units, and you get to draw an additional card, and then you get to Bright Hope. So that's a pretty nice little combo you can do with that, but it's not as powerful as necessarily as like a Han or a Falcon coming out of there. So yeah, we'll see about that. And then on the sideboard, he has some additional cards that could be nice. I really like the uh, Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. I think it's a really great card, and it's kind of underpriced with that ambush on it. So I would probably like to see him sideboard those in for the Traitoruses or maybe for the home ones to give him more early game plays. And Odie is nice, but it's not really a aggro card. It's more of a control matchup, and he's got a very control focused Han build, which I think is good because that is Han's weakest matchup for sure. Besides maybe against Boba. So yeah, both these players playing solid lists here. We're about 8 minutes out from the start of this match. We're waiting for these players to join up and get things underway. Um, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, has this list view been helpful to kind of analyze the list a little bit better? Trying to work on this, make sure it's an enjoyable experience for you guys. So if that's something that you liked, let me know. If you didn't like it, also let me know. So yeah, we'll get underway here shortly. I'll turn the music back on, and I will shut the fuck up. Hey people, sorry for the delay here. It looks like one of our players has had a slight issue with the I don't know what you call it. Like yeah, they're not able to join up right away. So I do apologize for that. But in the meantime, here, since you guys are hanging around, I'm gonna catch a game. We got one player in the lobby here, Obi. So I'm gonna be running the list here that he's gonna be playing against, just for fun. You know, this isn't the actual game that you came for, but I wanted to make sure you guys weren't hanging around for nothing. So let me go ahead and build this up real fast, and I will start playing here. Let's see. Move this around. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got some R2s. We've got medal ceremony. We've got no, we don't. No, we've got 2 confiscates on the sideboard. We've got a R2D2, we've got 3 of. And we've got 2 Leias, which is important. And then we've got Vanguard, Ace, Surprise Strike 3, Sparker Rebellion 3, but 1's on the sideboard. And let's see. Akbar's 2. Ezra's 3. I forget. That's probably the most important part. All right. Yeah, let me get in here real fast. All right. Game time started. much as I, of course. Oh, sorry. Start initiative. Let's see. Alright, so interesting hand here. What I'm looking for, of course, is to turn 1 play, but I don't have a U-Wing and I don't have a resupply. So I'm going to toss this one in the hopes that I can draw one of those cards, or both. That would be ideal. There we go, that's a perfect hand right there. 2 Battlefield Marines, 3PO, Waylay, and resupply with the Bright Hope there to be nice. I'm gonna get rid of one of these Battlefield Marines. I'm gonna go with the early 3PO drop, I think. I'm gonna get rid of a Waylay as well. Yeah. Putting down a Han. Okay, he's not playing the same list. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Go with 3PO. I'll guess 3, right? No. It was 3. And we'll see Ezra come out. I will take initiative. And we'll go to next turn. 2 Akbars, I can toss one of those for sure. This turn I definitely want to be resupplying. So we're going to go 1 into the base, I think. And then we'll probably play resupply. He's going to get rid of Echo Base Defender, that's nice, okay. We'll go 1 into base. We'll guess this deck probably just 3 again, right? Let's see. Wasn't okay. Yeah, would have been nice to get 7 there. That would have been sick. And he doesn't have enough resources to play it. What is it? Maybe it is. Maybe he can play it. Oh, he is. It's R2. Okay. Nice. He was waiting on my effect. That's my bad. This is how little I play 3PO. It's gonna put it on the bottom. Okay. Do resupply. We're in a pretty good position here. Obviously, him with initiative is not the best. Oh, there we go. This is pure juice. This is exactly what I was looking for. Let's see. Got an R2, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to be using that combo. Oh, man. We definitely could. I think Akbar is a better play, though, for the later game. Maybe we keep R2 out there. No, we toss that. Or do we? No, we get rid of Battlefield, right? Yeah. Okay. Take 1. Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is not the live game. This is the waiting for players game. I am going to do Han here, and let's toss the R2. Going up to 6, which is an important number. He's going to also Han. Do we guess the card first? We've got rid of 2 7s, which means we only have 1 7 left, 3 8s, and then we've got a lot of 3s and 2s. I think the best number to guess in this case is a 2, so I'm going to go ahead and deploy Han, and then know that I'm going to guess 2 with 3PO. Surprise strike. Oh, he's gonna kill the Han. That's so unfortunate. Go one of the base.
I'm just wondering what's the point. Would it make any difference?
Of course, it was a 7. I totally forgot to count the Hans in that number. Resupply there, so he's gonna get his Han out. In this case, we can Bright Hope for 4, get 3PO back into hand and draw a card. So he deploys Han. I can 3PO to guess. I guess no, a better guess would be 2. So we'll do that. Guess 2 again. It was a 3. Okay, 4. I will initiative. He's gonna put a card down for Han. Yep. On to the next turn. We both have to get rid of a. He's got to get rid of 2. I will get rid of Akbar. We will. I think in this case we can get rid of Akbar actually. So not the best card, and then we can just Han for a resource. I'm going to 3PO first though. Question is, do we 3PO into Han? Yeah, I think we just go into base. Keep going on the base. And then I'll guess, I drew another 3. I'll guess 2. Yeah. We did get it. So we'll draw that. Take 4 more to the base. It's gonna Han up to 7, which of course is that pivotal number. We will also go Han up to 7, getting rid of that Battlefield Marine. And U-Wing comes out, of course. So this is kind of important. Since he got the first one, I can basically now react to whatever U-Wing he drops. It is unfortunate that my Han already is dead, but, you know, that's how the game rolls. I think my best action here, unless he can draw a Sentinel, which it looks like he just did, would probably, or maybe that's a, I don't know. That could have been a Yularen. We'll see here shortly. But if he doesn't have a Sentinel, then my best play is probably a Han Solo unit. And he does have a Sentinel. And so he can exhaust my Bright Hope. And then he's got a Battlefield Marine. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I will also U-Wing. Okay, not the highest value I could have gotten. We've got all of our 7s there. And so if I don't go with Han here, then I'm getting a Leia and R2 and a Vanguard Ace, which is not great considering R2 is just going to show me a card I'm going to draw next action. Vanguard Ace is going to be a 4/4, which isn't bad, I guess. But I need to deal with this ground arena, so I think Han is the best play here. We'll kill there. Shuffle this, and put it on the bottom. So that means we got a Han on the bottom, and we've got a 3rd U-Wing on the bottom. So I have the only U-Wing that I'm going to play, and the other Han. There we go.
Let's go.
What do we get rid of? Ezra's kind of nice to have. But I think we can utilize traitorous pretty well here. Yeah, I think I get rid of Ezra. Is that right? Yeah, because I need Echo Bass. We will. Yeah, we'll get rid of Ezra. Attacks with Han. Puts down a resource. He's up to 8. Oh yikes. So we will remove his Han. Yeah, it's good. Of course, it's later than we'd like, but it's better than a hole in the head. Battlefield Marine, I want him to attack with that, so then I can drop Echo Base Defender to clear out the rest of this board. So that's fine in my book. Echo Base to base. We'll go Echo Base Defender. I'm just hoping he doesn't have an ambush unit here. Thanks for the follows, Nick and Dylan. I appreciate that. There is the home one. That's a scary card to see. And it looks like he can grab a number of units here. He's going to grab his own Echo Base Defender, of course, which is nasty. I can kill that with Surprise Strike, but I think taking the initiative here is... Oh, no, we traitorous. We Han a card for traitorous. I think we Han the Surprise Strike. That's a tough call, though. We Han the Surprise Strike, then we can traitorous that. It's gonna be hard to deal with that home one. So I'll Han. Yeah, he'll take initiative. But that's okay. Just a card. Okay, 2 damage there. And yeah, we will traitorous to take control of the base. And this will allow me to take initiative, so that's nice. Oh, nice. We can waylay that home one. That is beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Card to put down here. Tough call, man. We can put down Falcon for sure. I need to go up to 8. I don't necessarily need to this turn. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, if I play Waylay, then I can't do U-Wing. And, man, I think I put down Falcon here. Play Waylay next turn. Luckily, we do get to go first, so I can kill that Battlefield Marine if I want to. Let's see. Order of operations is very important here. Yeah, I want a Han Solo, I think. I just noticed we were also playing this on the wrong side of the board with the ground units in space and stuff. Oh my god. It's gonna traitorous the traitorous. wild. Yeah, this is curious. I think I have to. So we'll go with 7. Oh, shoot. Wait, did I get rid of a resource? I did not. Oh. Get rid of Falcon then. Sorry.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I appreciate it, man. I think this is my first subscription ever. Thank you very much. Okay, so Leia is definitely the choice here. We'll go with Leia plus Echo Base is 5. Vanguard for 7. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, let's do that. Oh wait, we got 2 Bright Hopes here. I might need to do that. So that's 6. So we can Leia and then Bright Hope. Oh, but that gets rid of my other one. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, we'll Echo Base and we will Vanguard Ace. Okay. So, hey man, appreciate it. We got the real match starting shortly. Let's see. So that's a +4. Oops. +4 total. Get rid of or tap that. Yeah, play. And there we go. Okay. Alright, we're gonna probably finish this one out or get as close to until our other player joins up, and then I'll get back to the commentary. Yes, we kill each other there. The double traitorist, the double traitorist Echo Base Defender. And then here I just take initiative. Yeah, this is not good draws, all things considered. So we know we've got a Han at the bottom. We know we've got our third Ewing at the bottom. And now we have 2 Bright Hopes at the bottom of our deck. So it's gonna be kind of an uphill battle, in my opinion. Do I start hitting for base here? We got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 on board. He heals at least 2 this round. Unless we waylay first. No, I think we have to get him to spend resources first. So we'll do Bright Hope. He can attack. That's fine, because he just gets rid of Bright Hope. Which is annoying, but I can withstand that. Kills that, and then he heals the 2 back. Oops. I wonder if we can kill that thing. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. We'll go 1 at base, and we will guess a. What do we need here? We need a 3. Falcon. Waylay. 3. Not. It was 2. 2 would have been good too, because then I could have just taken out Bright Hope. Or home one.
Trust.
Hopefully he doesn't have a waylay here, because that's gnarly on the Vanguard Ace. Okay, there's waylay. Oh, that's so annoying. We can do our own waylay on home 1. Stops him from attacking with the next turn. He takes initiative. We can deploy Han by sacrificing Traitorous. There's Buku. Okay. We're getting things rolling now. We'll play Han again. And we'll exhaust all of our resources. 4 and 2. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Let's get on with the game. Alright, game time started. Buku joined, he saw 2 players and he was like, oh, I think I would join the wrong lobby. Okay, no, he's getting DC'd. Hopefully this works. He is getting hit with that ping. Hey, there he goes. Having trouble loading up, looks like. Alright, so I will quickly recap our list since we are 25 minutes behind schedule. We got Buku here running the Green Sabine. He's the guy who was just playing there. He was running Han, but he's going to be playing Green Sabine in this matchup. Oh, no, he's the Han player. I should have been playing Sabine against him. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I messed that up. So I was playing Obi. Apologies for that confusion. So he was playing his list that he'll be running today. I was also playing an exact copy of this list, which is kind of funny. I thought he was playing the Green Sabine. But we are underway now, so Sabine will start off with the initiative in this round. Game 1 of 3. Go ahead and drop your choice of winner here if you have a preference. Okay. Just working on the resource in here a little bit. This is probably one of the most underrated parts of the game that people always mess up. So it's very important to take the time here and resource the correct cards. I'm going to turn off the music here and we are going to get started. All right. So we see the Sabine Wren come down, followed by the Battlefield Marine on to round 2. Sabine keeping the initiative, choosing not to use her ability. It's a very fine line there with that ability. In some matchups, it can be really powerful, and in others, it doesn't make a ton of sense. We'll see the ECL come out with that Fighters for Freedom, taking care of the Battlefield Marine and staying alive. That's a very high impact card. Probably just see a resupply here and going into the next turn. The Sabine player will be able to do the damages, and then Han's going to take initiative. And we'll see probably the Sabine ability come out. And then Metal Ceremony is good here. You get 2+1s, and it's on Fighters for Freedom, which is nice. I believe both. Yeah, both are Rebels. He's going to choose to not Metal Ceremony. I think that may be a little bit of a mistake, but honestly, if it is a mistake, it's not that big of a mistake. So, we will see. Rebel Assault, going for massive damage here early on. Very high impact card for this matchup. Getting damaged out fast is, of course, the key. We'll follow that up and see a red 3 come out here, dealing an extra damage. And I'm kind of surprised he didn't play that before, but maybe he was worried about a ambusher or something like that. Yeah, that's interesting. Because now Han can kill either Sabine or fighters. Yeah, order of operations there, I think you just go with red 3 first, but maybe because fighters was so damaged already, he thought that it was necessary to make sure that he got the attack off, which, fair play. That's a very safe way to play, and I think that could be important. Sabine getting nuked there by the Han drop. It was either Han or U-Wing, and either way, Sabine, when Han leader comes out first, it's rough for Sabine. So yeah, that's okay. It's expected. Would have been nice to be able to get that Metal Ceremony off on Sabine to maybe keep her alive. Of course, 6 HP still dies to Han, but yeah, who knows. We will see red 3 come out to finish things off. Akbar's okay. Metal Ceremony is bad now. One of the things I'm noticing here is Buku is drawing all of his ground units, so not a ton of space, which is a lot of they're cheap cards and they do a lot of damage that can't be blocked by Han as easily. And he has a Falcon, so he might be able to kill this red 3 this turn. So Han will take 2 more, which is great. Being able to use that to the fullest. He didn't put down a resource, did he? Yeah, there he goes. Okay. And then red 3 will go for 3 into the base. We'll see the Falcon deployment, which he can Akbar here to basically force a trade with the Falcon, which Han is going to take every time. Oh, he's going to kill Han. Okay. That's interesting. I personally would have killed Falcon there because Han's a lot easier for me to remove. Oh, wait, it wouldn't have killed Falcon because he only deals 2 on defense. My apologies. Yeah, killing Han there was definitely the move then. Han unit, killing the Battlefield Marine. And oops, drawing a little early. Sabine player took initiative, and then Han player just finishing things out. Two K2SOs here is pretty nice. The only problem is, he's got a Han unit that's not gonna die. Um, it's pretty rough. Falcon gets to stay out for free this turn since he put down a expendable resource, which you can use to pay for the Falcon. We'll see Akbar going to the base for 1, healing 1. And then Han goes to base for 6. We'll see the K2SO. Oh, sorry, we're going to see Sabine first. R2 attacks. And then K2SO comes out. Here, since Obi's just sitting on a Traitorous, to me, it makes a lot of sense to go for the base damage. But I can also see the play for just taking the initiative. I think he will Traitorous that, though. Just to make sure that his opponent has no chance that he can win this. K2 is going to be able to deal 7 damage, which is pretty good. Sabine doesn't necessarily need to resource here, but he won't be able to play both of those cards. It's kind of a interesting dynamic. You definitely want to have a red 3 around, but you need K2SO to attack first. So both of these buff units don't really do a whole lot for you. You can attack with K2, and then assuming he kills the K2 with Han, you can then drop it to Donna to buff Akbar's attack. But he's going to concede. Okay. Concession by the Sabine player here, Buku. And we're moving on to game 2. The sideboard here is key. It makes and breaks your game if you don't sideboard correctly. I think we're going to see the 3rd Heroic Sacrifice, potentially. I think we're going to see all 3 of the Spec Force soldiers. Even though Sentinel wasn't a play, wasn't a factor in this game, it definitely is a factor when you're dealing with Ewing reinforcements, bringing in Echo Base Defenders, and Bright Hopes. So I think Spec Force is going to be a must-have in this matchup, as well as bringing in the Mandalorian Fighter. 2 copies of that will definitely strengthen Buku's position, in my opinion, since they're both very good against the Han deck in particular. For the Han player, this is interesting. We could see Change of Heart come in for a home 1, and I think we might see all 3 copies of home 1 removed, and then he could bring in the 6 cost and really boost that, kind of mid-game type of deal. So I think that's probably what we're going to see. The Rogue Squadron Skirmisher and Change of Hearts for Obi. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. All right. Han did end up taking this one. And we'll start one here. Game 2. 1 for Buku. Get your game 2 submissions in. If you like betting, I do. Here's the bet of your lifetime. I think with proper sideboarding, Buku definitely has a chance in this matchup. I'm leaning towards Buku to win this game because I love an exciting game 3. So we'll see if that's what happens here. But yeah, get your votes in. Let's see. I don't know why I was calling it the Mandalorian Fighter. It's called Disabling Fang Fighter. Yeah, apologies on that. I know it has the Mandalorian tag, and I always think of it as a Mandalorian fighter, but that's not what it's called in this game. So I gotta stay up on my game knowledge. We'll see the Sabine Wren unit come out. Very strong early game card. Interesting enough, he's not going to take initiative again. I think the Battlefield Marine is a really good card that can force aggro to take initiative instead of dealing extra damage early on, because the Sabine Wren just dies to the Battlefield Marine without killing it. So, um, yeah, if you want like a high impact card, like in this case, I think Wing Leader drop is good. You can drop Wing Leader, and then uh, kind of mess up the Han player a little bit because he wants to be doing resupply, but now he also wants to take care of that Sabine Wren. So you can surprise strike it on the Battlefield Marine. It makes it a tough choice for Obi here. That's for certain. So surprise strike does come out, and that will force the resupply to be played next turn, which is normally the big Han turn. So it's always a tough choice, right? Do you want to do that now? Do you want to do it later? It will basically, what I mean by the big Han turn, Han will be able to come out next turn, assuming he still puts down a resource, but he won't be able to play a 7-cost card. He'll be forced to play resupply plus a 3 or 4 cost card. And he doesn't have a 3 or 4 cost card plus the resupply. So, yeah, it will be interesting. He did save himself 5 damage on the base, which, may come back to haunt him if that's not enough. But if it is enough, that's, what saved his game right there, was choosing the surprise strike over the resupply. These early game, types of plays really do shape the whole rest of the game. So first we're going to probably see Sabine deal her damage. I can't imagine she deploys without dealing the damage first, but that's definitely a possibility. Okay, so he's going to do the damage with Sabine. And I think we're going to see Traitors here, which will... No, okay, we are going to see first the resupply. That's a good choice. Allows him to get the Han out. And now we see probably Sabine deploying. There's nothing that can kill him now outright. And it'll allow him to get the extra 3 damage on. And he's got the Middle Ceremony. That's a very important card to have in this matchup. We could see a Rebel Assault as well. Or K2. Man, K2 is so good here. Oh. The problem is he dies to that if he attacks Han with the ECL. There's not a smaller unit he can just kill. I think K2, you can play K2 here and be fine, because Sabine is going to be able to Metal Ceremony and attack anyway, or attack and Metal Ceremony anyway. It's a tough call though, not knowing the opponent's hand. They've got 2 resources up right now. If they attack with Han, they're going to have 3. So that opens a lot of possibilities. Does he have a second surprise strike? Does he have a waylay, right? All these things. I mean, waylay doesn't affect the Sabine, but it does affect the wing leader. It's interesting. So 2 from the... Let's see, is that correct? He's up to 9? Yeah. If you're the Han player, knowing that there's nothing in the 2 to 3 drop range that you can put down, I think you just go to base here. Ah, okay. So he's gonna attack Sabine. Fair play. Next turn you'd be able to play the Han. So that's why I was like, do you really want damage on Han? But I can see, why that's good. Metal Ceremony I don't think was necessary here. It is good, right? You want to have the +1/+1 counters, of course. But taking initiative is probably better. And now he's got the tough call. Does he want to play the Disabling Fang Fighter now? Not knowing that there's a Traitorous sitting in his opponent's hand? Or, does he want to pass? I think the correct move there was to take initiative and not do Metal Ceremony. Considering Sabine still dies to Han, or can get blocked by an Echo-based defender, really anything. He could have been chipped by a Akbar. Even now with the +1 HP, he can still get chipped by an Akbar. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that was the best play with the Metal Ceremony. And by doing the Rebel Assault last turn, he forces the K2 drop to come out a turn later, which is definitely rough. There wasn't a great target for K2, but now, he can kill Han in one go and then die and, deal 3 damage to the base. It's just not enough to really make a ton of sense. He's going to resource the Battlefield Marine. I think that's fine. Han will go ahead and finish off Sabine. He takes 3 more damage himself, so now K2 looks even better. He can kill Han, and he can overwhelm through to the base. Wing Leader attacking for 3 here is good. The order of operations comes first. You want to make sure that you're attacking with your units on the ground before playing new units to, potentially save yourself some headaches. If you were to traitorous that Wing Leader because you played too many cards. So, yeah, going 3 into the base is good. We will see Traitorous come out. And so the interesting decisions are back on. Do we want to see a Disabling Fang Fighter first? I think the answer is yes. I think you Disabling Fang Fighter here every day of the week. Boom. Get that Wing Leader back. That is a fantastic card. We were talking about it in the pregame because we knew it was going to be sideboarded in. It's so good in this Han matchup to avoid those annoying cards. Since the Han took the initiative, I think we just see the Metal Ceremony is fine. Give that Wing Leader another +1/+1. Try to get through as much damage as possible in that space arena before you are killed. So if he can manage to, he's swinging for 7 in the air right now, plus the potential for a Metal Ceremony, plus the potential for a 6 damage K2, I think this puts the Sabine player in a fantastic position. So we'll see what they what ends up happening. Han Solo does not have a great target on the ground. This is that mismatch we were talking about in the pregame as well. Sabine being able to leverage all that air power, all of that damage, and Han having very little answers outside of a strong U-Wing or a, he needs to pull a Bright Hope or Falcon. So he can waylay there. That's a very good card. So Wing Leader now losing that +2/+2. And it makes things tough because you want a Wing Leader here again, but you don't have a target for it since the Disabling Fang Fighter is not a Rebel unit. So, yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow if you are you're Mr. Buku. We'll just see 3 more into the base, putting up to that nice 15 number. It's pretty late in the game to be reaching that number, and we'll see Echo Base Defender come down. So K2 can still drop and kill that unit. He will still deal 6 to the base, but it's not the best. I think if you're Buku, you do the Sabine ability, deal 1 to each base, and then you can wait for his Han to attack, and then drop K2 without ECO. I think that's solid because that allows you to. Oh, he's gonna ECO. Okay. Yeah, it's a tough call. The reason I was saying that is because you could potentially grab initiative. Yeah, I guess you couldn't. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call. I think that's a good play overall. He's got nothing he can do here that really provides a ton of value outside of the Sabine +1 damage. Middle Ceremony does not trigger there. So he's not going to Metal Ceremony. I think the correct move here is to do the Sabine ability. Giving up initiative is a tough thing, but you don't have a super impactful play coming. And here we got another one of those great matchups. We talked about the Spec Force Soldier, and now we see a Bright Hope in the opponent's hand. And his only damage dealing unit that's unhittable right now is that Fang Fighter. So having that Spec Force Soldier in his pocket is going to be great for Buku here. Obi is still taking a ton of damage. He's putting some pressure back on to Buku, but he doesn't have an answer yet outside of that Bright Hope for that Fang Fighter. So we'll definitely see that come down. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any ground units that he can take back into his hand for that extra draw power. But, honestly, you just need a blocker. So there we go. We got the blocker. Spec Force makes a ton of sense here to remove the Sentinel. And then, let's see. Yeah, and then you can Wing Leader the Spec Force or the R2 to have a damage dealing unit on the ground. I wonder. Okay, so he's gonna play the R2 first. He can do both and still do the Wing Leader. I wonder if they'll let me see this. I won't. Okay, he's gonna keep whatever card that is on top. It must have been a high impact card. I'm not sure what it could have been, but it's gonna be good. Okay, so that's important. Han goes into the base instead of killing the R2, which would have killed himself. So I understand completely why he's doing that. Oh my goodness, does he not see the Spec Force Soldier play? Or maybe he's saving it for next turn. I don't see how that could be good. Yeah, okay, he does see the Spec Force Soldier. That's good. So it's only for the phase, but that's great. So Han will take initiative. We'll see 3 more going to the base with that Fang Fighter. And then Wing Leader comes down here after the Sabine ability as well. Wing Leader will come down here, and he'll go probably on R2, since that will be unkillable from Han. And it will force the Han unit to come down, which could be important. I think R2 makes the most sense. Yeah, for sure. Keep him out of the Han leader range. Unfortunately, it's going to die anyway, but It was nice knowing you, bud. You know, at least he's forcing that play to come down. Obi's not drawing the best here. Having another Han is nice, but aggro doesn't kill your Han units. So, you know, he's got a ton of resources, but it doesn't make sense. And there's actually the third Han. So it looks like he's drawn 3 Han units and not a single U-Wing, which is devastating against aggro here. So remember, Bright Hope does have Sentinel again. Spec Force Soldier's ability only works for the phase. There comes the Han. R2's done. Spec Force can go into the base for 2 still, which is fantastic. That puts a 3-turn clock on him. Oh, he's going to kill the Han first. Okay. That's good. That's good. I was freaking out there. I thought he forgot. Yeah. Players realize Bright Hope that has Sentinel again. Oh, he didn't attack with the Spec Force there because he wants to Wing Leader it again. So Bright Hope will kill the Spec Force Soldier. Disabling Fang Fighter only has 2 HP. It's a late night game, so I'll forgive some of these mistakes. They are forgivable. Yep, Wing Leader comes down. +2/+2 on that Spec Force. Very great play there. He can't heroic sacrifice it, unfortunately, which I believe would have actually been game. Yeah, that would have been game if he was able to do that. But he is 1 HP away from winning here. Sabine pulling it back. 29 on Obi's base, and he doesn't have a ground answer that makes a ton of sense. There's a second Bright Hope, so at least he'll be able to put a hold on that space arena. But unless he can kill both of these units on the ground, there is nothing he can do to stop this damage. So Han is going to be able to take out Spec Force, but being at 1 HP, Sabine can kill you, Akbar can kill you. It's GG. All right, we are 1-1 here in this matchup. Buku taking this one down. And let's see here. We'll get 2 minutes for the next prediction. So knowing what you know now, it's kind of hard to choose an outright winner based on one match. But Han should win this matchup. It is one of his strongest matchups. As long as he can remove those units on the board, he should be A-okay. I think he brought in some reinforcement walkers. Obi did. And Reinforcement Walker is a powerful card that allows you to regenerate 3 health. But honestly, it's too much of a late game card. You're not going to get there. He did in this game, actually. But, drawing them at the wrong times and stuff like that, it's just too much of a risk to not draw your early game cards, to not draw your U-Wings, and stuff like that. So, if I were him, I would take out some of that upper end. Oh, we got a lot of people excited for the Sabine. Okay, that's actually a great hand for the Han player. He's got 2 Battlefield Marines, so okay, he's gonna resource 1. That makes a ton of sense. Keeping the home 1 around in case it goes a little later. And then for Sabine, Buku here, he's got the Steadfast Battalion in this game. That's going to be a high impact card that you're going to want to see. And Han starting with the initiative means that we are going to see Sabine hitting turn 1, if I had to guess. So he does take initiative. Sabine is going to deal 1 damage to each base. And we're on to round 2. trading off those battlefield marines is important, uh, and it'll force that fleet lieutenant to come out with no purpose. It's a little unfortunate, but that's couldn't expect anything else, honestly. Resupply for the Han on on Q is good, and this creates another interesting choice. So, do you want to take initiative here, or do you want to deal the damage? And I think taking the initiative is the correct call because you want to get that Sabine out early, 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 early. Fleet Lieutenant and Wing Leader in hand is great. I think you can actually get rid of the Fleet Lieutenant here because you want to be swinging in the air as well. That's just my take. I want to have that Spec Force soldier in hand because, he has so much Sentinel. We could actually see a Sentinel this turn. We could also see a Traitorous. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong. Playing another Fleet Lieutenant is great because it'll do that instant 5 damage that you want to see, but having the Wing Leader's presence in air, the ability to give 2 experience to Sabine, all of these little things add up and make a ton of sense to me. So swinging with Fleet Lieutenant here is the number 1 best play in my book. Han is going to put down a resource. He's going to put down that Traitorous, looks like. Okay. And then we'll see Sabine deal 1 damage to each base, I'm going to guess. That seems like the correct play. Or actually, do you want to see Sabine first so you can Wing Leader? I'm not sure. I think you do the damage. Yeah, this is tough. It's a tough call. If he's off by 1 damage, we'll know why. And this sets up a beautiful Steadfast Battalion play next turn. He's going to tap 6 for that Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. That 4/6 with Ambush is fantastic. He'll get rid of the Fleet Lieutenant, taking 3 damage. And he will get a Battlefield Marine back in hand. That's a great, Han fodder card if you need it. It's also a 3/3 on the board for 2, which is nice. We'll see the Wing Leader come out, put that +2/+2 on Sabine. She's swinging for 5. And yeah, I think Steadfast next turn is going to be fantastic. So if you're the Han player here, you definitely want to deploy Han because Sabine's going to be hitting base anyway. The question is, do you want to swing with Han this turn or grab initiative? I think you want initiative, but it's definitely a tough call. You definitely deploy him though, because the Sabine player is going to be dealing that 5 damage to the base regardless. It's just the question of, do you attack with him or not? Obviously, Obi's thinking that option through right now. Maybe he's thinking of something else. Maybe he's thinking of grabbing initiative right now. I think that's a little bit on the crazy side. But maybe he wanted to guarantee he got the initiative, which is a-okay in my book. So here, he's thinking about resourcing that Spec Force. He's thinking about maybe he could get rid of the Mandalorian or the Fang Fighter. He can get rid of Fighters for Freedom. Fighters is okay, but again, it doesn't. It's not able to have that high impact that he wants. I think Steadfast is definitely the play this turn since he can kill the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher, overwhelm to the base, and stay alive. So that's what I'm looking for. He ends up getting rid of the Fighters for Freedom. That's probably the best card to get rid of, honestly. Okay, so there's Echo Base. And if you are the Sabine player here, you are Steadfast Battalioning that all day with ECL, right? Deal 4 damage to the base, stay alive, and kill the defender. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. Obi did not draw well at all that time. He drew a Falcon and a home one. Falcon's good. Falcon you can take. But yeah, having two home ones is rough. So he'll deal four, yeah, because he becomes a 7/7 since Sabine's still on the board. So he'll deal an extra 4 to the base. So that's why Han needed to be deployed last round. Yeah, that's tough. So Rogue Squadron's going to take out Steadfast, killing himself, of course. Sabine will go 5 more into the base. And then, what do we see here? We see Falcon. Wing Leader will go for 2 more into the base. And Han is on life support. 1800, man. I think called it. Sabine for the win. I think Sabine has got this one in the bag. Han going 4 more into the base. I think he probably should have swung at Sabine there. And he's got no answers. He kept the reinforcement walkers in the game, and I think that might have just cost him. Having all those high cost cards against your aggro opponent is not what you want at all. Hate to say I told you so, but I think I did tell you so. Sabine here is definitely going to be swinging for 5 first to make sure that there's no reason that he doesn't win this one. That'll put him up to 25. And then Han attacks here so that he goes up to 8 for Reinforcement Walker. We see Fighters for Freedom drop next with Spec Force, Fang Fighter, right? So we got, so he can choose to either do 2 Spec Forces to deal 2 damage, or he can choose to deploy the disabling Fang Fighter. Fighters for Freedom definitely is coming down though. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll have to make a video about this when I start doing my YouTube content. I'm planning on doing a little bit of that with short like 5-6 minute videos about certain gameplay concepts like timing of actions, like resourcing, and sideboarding, because we saw, in my opinion, since Han is so strong against aggro, the only kind of fine tuning you need to do is reducing your upper end of cards. You can leave a couple cards in there, like having the Hans, having the U-Wings, of course, is very important to this Han U-Wing deck. But you gotta remove some of that because you need more early game presence. You can also remove stuff like the R2s and the 3POs because those are very low impact cards. They allow you to draw, which is fun, but it's not very good to deal with units on the board, which you definitely need to do against aggro. And yeah, I would have liked to see Consortium Star Viper on the sideboard for Han. Having that 3/3 that can heal you for 2 on your when you have initiative is pretty important. And you'll actually get initiative a lot of the times as the control player, because you become the control player when you're playing against aggro as the mid range. Okay, so he's actually going to take initiative here. Very smart play from from Buku. And he's got the Rebel Assault for the win. Well played. GG's to these guys. Absolutely fantastic match here. And thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you, 1800 Head-Eyed, for the subscription. #1 fan, dog. So I do appreciate that. And then for the subscriptions, or for the follows and stuff, we got Nick and we got Dylan. Appreciate you guys for following. Drop a follow if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll catch more of these top 16 games very, very soon. I think we got a couple coming tomorrow. You can also watch them on the Take the Initiative channel. I'll be sure to get these uploaded there as well. And yeah, if you haven't joined the league already, you definitely should. It's a ton of fun. We've got great competitive players that have a very very kind spirit. So if you're looking for that, get the competitive edge going, but you also want people that are respectful. They know the rules. They're not going to you know play incorrectly, that sort of stuff. Then definitely join up the Take the Initiative League. I'll put a link here in the chat. So join up there and yeah, have a fantastic night. This was a late stream, but we will be playing more Take the Initiative games very, very soon. Take care. See ya.